The Michigan College Access Network is working to increase college readiness, participation, and completion here in Michigan. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess and this is Comcast Newsmakers. Joining me now is the Director of Statewide Initiatives for the Michigan College Access Network, Christi Taylor. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me today.
So what exactly is your organization? What do you do?
We're a statewide nonprofit dedicated to increasing college readiness, participation, and completion here in Michigan. And we focus heavily on first-generation college-going students, low-income students, and students of color. That's where we tend to see the biggest gaps in achievement. We really believe that college is for everyone, and that those students should have a chance to attain a college education just like their white affluent counterparts who traditionally have had access to college. So we have a lot of strategies helping us make sure those students and all students have a chance at a college education.
Where is Michigan now when it comes to higher education, and what are your goals? Where would you like to see that increase to?
Sure. So when we say college, we really mean all types of post-secondary education. So not just a 4-year degree, but a 2-year degree and a certificate as well. And looking at those totals statewide, we're right around 39% when it comes to our statewide college attainment. Our goal is 60% by the year 2025. So we have a ways to go, but we have a lot of strategies to help us get there.
39% seems so low to me. 60% even, is that doable? I mean, obviously you think it is. You set this as a goal, but what do you need to do then between now and then to help get, as you mentioned, more low income, more first generation, perhaps more minorities headed to college bound? Yeah,
we absolutely think it's doable. One of our major priorities is training school counselors to really help students with the college going process. School counselors are the gatekeepers to this work. They're really the boots on the ground, the ones who are helping students navigate the process. So we are very committed to professional development for school counselors. We run a series of campaigns that take place in the high school building to help students navigate the process and just break down some of those barriers. So we do a college application drive in the fall where schools set aside time and space to help students with the college application. We do a lot of supports around the FAFSA and financial aid. And we do a big decision day event in the spring where students are celebrated for committing to post-secondary and deciding on a college.
What are the biggest barriers, hurdles for first generation or kids that may not be really having anybody encourage them to go to college? Money obviously is huge, but a lot of kids can get help financially, but there's other barriers standing in their way.
I think information is the greatest barrier. College affordability is huge, but there are so many scholarships and supports in place for low-income students that they can go to really any college that they want to for very little money. Students just don't know that. They don't know how to navigate the process. They don't know what supports are in place for them. And so I think just getting the word out and telling students and counselors about all of the resources available to them is one of our priorities.
Well, it is very overwhelming. There's lots of red tape.
Yes.
There's lots of information, and if it's not flowing your way, should it be left up to the student, or should it be left up to parents, or who should be taking on the role of, gosh, we need to know deadlines for FAFSA and applications and scholarships and all that?
We really think it's a community effort. We're dedicated to convening high-level leaders in communities across Michigan to really unite around this problem. But we do think that school counselors and high school should really be invasive in their supports for students. Students don't always seek out the supports they need, and parents don't always seek out those supports either. So we really need to make sure we're putting the information in the hands of students rather than waiting for them to come to us.
So this is information really for all high schoolers right now should be thinking, even if you're not a junior or a senior, and if they haven't been talking to their counselors, or maybe their counselors aren't properly trained, you do have to start looking and start researching and doing something on your own if it's not flowing to you.
Absolutely, and it's never too early to start thinking about college and to start having these conversations.
All right, good advice. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
For more information on today's topic, you can visit micollegeaccess.org. Today's Comcast Newsmaker was Christi Taylor, the Director of Statewide Initiatives for the Michigan College Access Network.